Okay, back down from the windmill pit stop. As you can see behind me, nice restroom, and it's being cleaned right now. Thais are serious about clean restrooms, man. Cleanest ever anywhere. Clean their restrooms, or their toilets, I should say. Didn't I? See, the American in me, restroom. Who rests, really, in a toilet? Gonna rest. If you need a rest, then there's a lot better choices than a smelly toilet. Although they don't smell that bad here. Okay, so the subject is something I've touched on before a couple times. I did a video about the Tinder experience where I helped the damsel in distress, link in the description, Tinder match. Now, the thing to know about that is she's 20 years old. I'm 61. Now, some people are going to click off right there. Oh, it's disgusting. Now, hear me out. All right. So, it's a very unique young woman. Was it 3 nights ago? What is it, Monday? No, it's Tuesday morning. Lose track of time here. Hey, doggies. And so I'm sitting with a friend at his restaurant. My friend Tony, the UK Brit guy. Going to do an interview with him. He has 3 restaurants on the beach. And so I'm planning an interview and restaurant tour, right? Then I'm going to do it to some other of the friends I know here. I like to know the owners of these restaurants. And so I'm sitting there with Tony, and we're actually talking about this experience with the, helping the damsel in distress start her motorbike. My phone dings, and when I pick it up, it'll give me the notification. I'm like, Tinder, So I open it up, and it's her. She's like, I'm going to Naiharn for the sunset. I'm like, give me 10 minutes. Come see you. So this would be the second meeting, right? Now, so I get here, and I'm assuming she means the beach. And so I'm looking around, I say, okay, I'm here, where are you? All right. Get an answer back. She says, I'm up at the windmill. Okay, 5 minutes. So I go up to the windmill where I just walked to, right? And so I get up there, and there's tons of people up there, right? So I'm like, I look for a motorbike, but I don't see it. Turns out she's parked a little bit down the main road, not up, because there's a little road that goes up. And there's this big grassy area. So there's people sitting all over the grass, but of course they're staring out to the sunset. So you can only see them from behind. And I'm not even sure. Yeah, I bring up her photo on Tinder on my phone, but that's no help because everybody's looking front ways. So then I start to think it. I'm like, 20-year-old woman, she matches because she says she likes 61-year-old man. Maybe she's cut from a different cloth. And so I look around, I say, so who could that be? And every single person is with other people. Friends, relatives, whatever. One single person sitting there all by herself. And I'm like, what do you want to bet? So I walk forward and I look over. She glances at me and then looks forward to the sun. She knows it's me, but she's going to test me. Right? So I look around, I go out in front to the front. I turn back around and I look at her. I point at her. She shakes her head, yes. So I go sit next to her. Her English is, before it was just like, oh, thank you, and it sounded pretty good. And then she was like, oh, I'm so shy to meet my English and da-da-da. I said, I have Google Translate. You have Google Translate. Don't worry about it. She's like, okay. So we start talking. First thing I noticed, I don't know how we got on the subject, but I was talking about living here and just given the background that used to be married and divorced, but it's friendly. We still keep in touch. And, last time I talked to my ex-wife was when she called me to let me know that Nanuka, or Nuke, those of you who've been around a long time, know of the 3 rat terrier dogs. Blogged about them, videoed them, all of that. And so so I'm telling her about my dog that died, and she reaches over and she like touches my arm, like in a sort of empathetic way. I'm like, she has empathy. And she did it a couple other times, like, oh, sorry. Like she really felt it. Like she felt the pain or the sorrow, whatever. Now you can never trust that in a bar because they're vying for drinks or maybe more. I know this, right? But you know the terrain. It's okay. You don't get like butthurt about it, right? It's not sincere and genuine. It could be, but the default position is no. She's looking for the drink. Anyway, so the rest of the story is that she's fiercely independent and fiercely smart. She's halfway through university in economics, not some bullshit, social degree, sociology degree, economics, and she's doing an internship here at a nursing home because she's considering switching to medicine. She lives alone. She wants to keep it that way. So I ask her about boyfriends. Here's what throws me for a loop. But by this time we've left the sunset thing, and I said, hey, you want to go to there's this barbecue place I know. It's called Ali's, run by a guy from Iran, Ali, who's named Ali. Greatest guy, man. Cool guy. Very friendly. And his restaurant is excellent. Very popular. Good prices. He does his big skewers. Meat, pork, lamb, chicken. Or beef, pork, lamb, chicken. You can get single or you can get a combo. It's skewers, and it's got the tomato and the onions in between the meat. Is shish kebab, I think it's called, and you can get it in small size for like 200 baht, large size for 300, I think it is. That's for the combo one. Like pork and chicken are less than that if you just get them singly. It's the beef and the lamb that kick up the cost. But man, it's good. They give you this big tortilla-like thing and this yellow sauce that's just awesome. Anyway, so I tell her about it. Say, you want to go? She says, okay. So we're sitting at the table talking about all this stuff, and then the throw me for a loop question. After she says she lives alone, she doesn't have roommates, just keep it that way. I said, well, okay, how about your boyfriend experience or history? Yeah, she says, no boyfriends. I said, never? You know, thinking what the obvious thing might be. She says, no, just sex partners. And she says that right to me, like it's no big deal, right? So we talk on and on. I ask her, I say, you know I'm 61, right? She says, yeah, but you look 40. Still twice her age. 40 is twice her age. She doesn't seem to mind. Not self-conscious about it whatsoever. So I haven't broached the subject yet, or the obvious door opening there. And wait. No rush. Right? And no pressure. But I'm certain it would be a kick. All right? And since she's bringing this stuff up, like, so all of you women out there that's like, oh, that's disgusting, you know, fuck off. Just fuck off. Really, fuck off. She's 20 years old. That's an adult. She makes her own decisions. So, or even for that matter, all you cucks and simp males who might watch this. Oh, you're the same type that say, oh, I never pay for it. But you have a mortgage you can't afford, 2 car payments, a boat payment, audio visual throughout your house so you can live vicariously by watching sports rather than getting out and do sports. You don't think I have your number? You got the kids in every program imaginable and ferrying them around, all at the insistence of that wife who berates you all the time and tells you how disappointing you are. Yeah. So you're the one who look at my lifestyle and say, oh, it's disgusting. You do it in earshot of women, right? Virtue signaling, right? And because you're a lying ass. You're lying to yourself, too. See, the rant in me has not left me. So, yeah, but okay, this girl's full of surprises. 2 more. So I start talking about, well, you're in economics, so you know some things about politics and things like that. What do you think about Thai politics and the monarchy, all that shit? This is when she starts dropping F-bombs. She asked me about my tattoos, and I have the one with the A with the circle around it. You know, anarchism, not nihilism, anarchism. It means, and I have my black flag. Say, what's black flag? It means no flag, no allegiance, no particular allegiance. I love America, but I like the idea of America, the ideal of America. Am I a flag waver? Fuck no. Fuck no. I appreciate it as a symbol of unity or whatever around a common ideal, but look how effective that's been. I mean, America's fractured, right? Put a fork in it, it's done. You know, I like the kind of the stability and intransigence of conservatism of Thailand. It has our 3, you know, executive, legislative, judicial branches of government, but it has 2 more. Military, strong military, politically strong military, and the king, politically strong as well. So there's 5 branches of government competing for power. Now, that is not my idea. I forget his name, but I read a book from a former Australian ambassador to Thailand, and he's the one who dropped that thought bomb on me. What if, you know? So she starts dropping F-bombs about the government. Of course, you have to be careful because they have the lèse-majesté law, which is French for leave the king alone, let him be, which in practical terms means that you can be prosecuted and jailed for even speaking bad about the king or the monarchy or really anything to do with it. Like, his sister's a cunt, better not say that. Right? There was, I'm not going to get into that. Anyway, so that was the first thing where I'm like, 20 years old, but her thinking, critical thinking and freedom of thought is that of a far older and wiser person. And then, first time this happened to me in my life, at least here in Asia. Well, no, in Thailand or Philippines or any place like that. I had a Japanese girlfriend once that would pick up the tab. But when I went to pay the tab, she hauled out her phone and said, "Can we split the tab? Split the bill." Check in Thai. And I said, "No, I'm old-fashioned." She says, okay, next time I'm not. Okay. So next time should be coming up any day or so now. We're gonna get together the next day, but she got back from her work internship and said she's dog tired. So that's that. What does it mean in practical terms? I already alluded to this, I think, in yesterday's long-ass video, and that is that just reflecting that, at 61, it may not be appropriate for me to get into any sort of committed relationship, But of course, the first time when you start saying never, that's when shit happens. Who fucking knows what the future will hold, right? I have this other Thai girl that I hadn't seen for 2 years because of COVID. She went back to the village and she's working now in Patong. I've videoed about this. I went up and saw her a couple of times, and she's always saying, "You never know." Oh my gosh. Oh. Dogs. The leash phenomenon, when they're leashed, they get aggressive. You just let them go around. Typically, they're fine with each other. Sort it all out, right? Maybe we ought to stop trying to cage humans, because that's what's going on. They want everybody caged with the global elite cabal deciding what's best for everyone. Well, they get to go fuck themselves, and they don't know it yet because they're too fucking stupid. They're cloistered. I mean, it's reminiscent of, George H.W. Bush, or George the First, right? Expressing amazement when he stooped down to a low level to go to a grocery store and saw them scanning running the food past the scanner, right? What a bunch of fucks. I mean, it's amazing. It is amazing that people pay homage to the absolute worst parasites on the planet. The worst parasites on the planet, with very few exceptions. And the exceptions are too few to really ever do anything, I think, right? But, okay, I'm rambling, so that's the story about where I am now. And I'm liking this thing. Who knows? You never know. Oh, one last thing. Those of you, the channel is building out more and more viewers. Some, I'm sure that some of these videos I'm looking at the analytics, and like, it's funny, 70% of the viewership are non-subscribers, which I assume are not members of the blog either. So that's good, bringing in fresh blood. Probably 1 out of 100 might stick around. So you see the lake, we're walking around. And so, if you're one of the members or one of the, public who watches it, or, free member on the blog, I've shown that I'm really, really serious about this. And just like with the blog, 5,075 posts over 19 years, which is a rate of a post every 1.4 days. I'm pretty prolific and productive, right? So if you want to support that, it's easy. Let's go to freetheanimal.com. It's only one way to support things financially. I don't have a ton of shit out there. And I run my own stuff, my own portal, my own connection with Stripe, which is the credit card processor. I don't even have PayPal. So you just go in there and pick $6 a month. If you're just unsure, say, well, I'll give it a few months, right? And that happens. It's understandable. And some say, okay, good enough, and then they take the 30% discount, which cancels the monthly membership, and it's $50 a year, which is 33% discount, right? You can do that. Help me out a little bit, and be part of that help, because this is gonna continue. It's only gonna get bigger, right? I'm committed to this now. I think, in some part, I needed something more than just the writing. It's so singular and solitary, and sometimes it's great, but sometimes it is real drudgery. These videos are not. So help me out, support. I'm not going to beg, but you know what to do. I mean, if you're a consumer of them and you're like, yeah, he's putting real work into it. I'm not sitting in front of a desk anymore, or a set to usher forth. I walk barefoot. It's probably going to be a mainstay, or some set, in front of a beach like I did a few other times ago. It's always going to be something interesting I'm doing, some sort of activity, something. That's the way to make these videos. Okay, that's it.